Hello. Now I'm going to show phase two. In phase two, I'm going to show how an attacker can use the DNS over HTTPS or DOH to completely bypass an intrusion detection system like Suricata. But first, I want to talk the architecture that I'm going to use for this phase in the lab. I'm going to have three main containers: the client, the monitor, and the attacker. The monitor container is going to represent the enterprise security team. It's going to run Suricata to watch the traffic. The client is going to represent the compromised employee laptop inside the corporate, and the attacker is going to represent the external command and control sitting on the internet. The goal of this lab is to establish a connection from the compromised client to the server or the attacker server without triggering the monitor or security detection systems. To do this attack, we're going to combine two concepts, the DNS tunneling and the DOH. Normally, if a malware tries to call home, Suricata is going to catch it, even if the malware hides it inside the DNS queries. Suricata has rules to detect this. But if we install a local DOH proxy on the client, all of these malicious DNS queries get encrypted into standard HTTPS traffic before they're going to leave the machine. Because Suricata cannot inspect encrypted HTTPS without a decryption key, the malicious tunneling looks exactly like a normal web browsing. Okay, now let's go to the hands-on and walk through how can we execute this attack. I'm going now to use the command prompt. I'm going to have three, each one of them for different container. First, I'm going to enter the monitor container. And this is the monitor container and like the security team, what they're monitoring right now, as we can see. Okay, now as we are inside it, first I'm going to run Wireshark to capture any traffic. And there is a point I'm going to talk about Wireshark in the end after we finish. Okay, now Wireshark is working, is going to store the data in this file. Okay, and lastly, I'm going to run the Suricata. I'm going to use the tail for the logs. So that means now it's running simultaneously with any triggers going to be written here. Okay. Now I'm going to go to the attacker server. Let's first just enter the container itself. I'm now inside the container of the attacker. And we have to boot up the malicious server. So we're going to use a tool called DNSCAT2, and the tool is in this directory. And now I'm just going to run the tool itself. I'm going to run the tool with the secret of DOH lab. This is the secret or the password, and it's going to listen for any connection on this uh, domain, which should be the malicious domain. Okay, now the server is up and running. Finally, I'm going to run the client itself or the compromised client. Let's go inside the container itself. Oh, uh, yes, now we're inside the container. And now, first thing we have to do is to force all local DNS traffic on port 53 to be encrypted and routed out to Cloudflare. Okay, now it's running. We can just make sure that the DNS is working. We're using like within Google. As you see, it's working now, the DNS. Okay, now let's try the attack itself using the DNS cat tool. Now we're just going to the client. And what we want to do is we want to connect to our command and control, but we're going to get this error. This error is expected. And let me just turn off this one. Um, is expected because our malware is wrapping the control command connection inside the DNS query for something called like, or the URL is tunnel.example.com. Because we have forced it through our DOH proxy, that query get encrypted and sent to Cloudflare. And when Cloudflare looks at the tunnel.example.com, realize it's fake, unregistered domain, and drops the connection. So in a real world scenario, what will happen is the attacker will have a real domain. So the attack or the DNS will not give an error if we have a real domain. But in our case, just an example, we don't have a real domain. But the most important thing that we have to see here is that Suricata has not detected anything and it did not trigger the alert system in here. That means we have success in doing the attack and wrapping it. Thank you.